Now I know like some of you guys getting phone call at home that your kids are failing. Uh it's gonna happen a lot in my class. Either you're gonna get used to it or just ignore them. Tell your parents if they have a question, call me. The only time that I'll be worried about is I'm calling the parents, for example, like you're not doing the work. Probably like Ethan is the only person I have to worry about is not doing the work. Everybody else, did you do homework? Sounds like a pitch going higher, so that sounds kind of sus over there. What do you guys call it? Capping? Oh, you did it? Oh, wow. Okay.
Did you get that on the stream?
What? It's okay. Um, so
New year.
what? Um, so one of the things that you need to pay attention to is the like for me, like a lot of things like it's very easy to study. And a lot of people choose not to study those, which is the like say definitions. Um, and if you understand them, great, but start by memorizing and then choose to understand them because understanding is going to be crucial. In terms of AP exam goes, a lot of time they test theorems and definitions. Amara, come back to me. Are you okay? You just kind of zone out for a second. Okay. Okay, so the definitions and the theorems and things like that nature. So you have to worry about those. Because those for me is like 3 points on AP exam. Now, like say, like I kind of give an analogy, like on your English test, like it's much easier to study vocab than study from inferring. Inferring is a little bit harder, right? Like if you had to inferring something, you had to think about analytically. But definitions is pretty much just the vocab. It's much easier to study those because it's hard to study some question that you have to infer something. Um, so definition you have to get down pat. Those are the things I will tell you. So first thing I will tell you is definition of continuous. So what is definition of continuous? You want to write it down, and you are gonna have a test. Definition of continuous. Okay. So the first thing about definition of continuous is says f of a must be defined. So must define. Sorry, must define. Okay, must define. It cannot be anything else. So what does that do in terms of graphing? So in terms of graphing at A is defined as a solid dot. It's not going to be an open circle. So that is that. Second thing, I color code this for a reason. Limits as x approach to A of f of x is exist. Exist. So what does that mean? That can have something like this. Is that okay? So that's exists. But is this function continuous? By looking at it, is it continuous? If you have roller coaster, would you ride it? Okay, why? There was a hole, right? Somebody open the door for Austin. So yeah, so that definitely not a good thing to ride on a roller coaster. Um, so f of a must be defined. Limit x approach to a, f of x must exist. So how do I make this function continuous? Fill in the hole. Good job. That's it, right? Fill in the hole. But you can also says move this like holding down here. Would it be continuous now? So this can be moving, right? So what I mean by moving? The third condition is the most important one. The third one is pretty much 1 is equal to 2. So limits as x approach to a of f of x is equal to f of a. So you must memorize this because those are easy 3 points tomorrow. So this one can move down here, and now the function is continuous. Before, as opposed to before, it's not continuous. You can move down. That's the third condition. So the third condition told you if they equal to each other. If they equal to each other, it's continuous. Is that okay? And that's it. So there's the definition continuous. I'm gonna show you another question that is on yesterday's homework. It's really much like this. It's pretty crazy. That question is pretty cool. I personally like it a lot because it showed me like if you really understand it. So there was a piecewise function yesterday, and it says x squared minus a squared over x minus a when x is not equal to a. Because when x equal to a, it's an open circle, it's defined. Now I think it's 8 when x equal to 8, right? Is that true? Okay, so this is the question. Now a lot of people is talking about this one. You say, okay, well, how do I saw on group chat a lot of people say, so well, x is equal to 8, x equal to whatever. The idea is talk about the same situation. You want to make them continuous. You want to make sure that hole is filled. So I'm going to show you visually what happens. So if I take this, right? If I go in here, do you see that A8, right? Now, what happens if I have 0.2? You see that's undefined, right? See, along the same as the green dot, right? So if I move it a little bit, let's say x equal to 1. So x equal to 1, if you go to here, x equal to 1, you're going to see that there's hole. Do you see they are aligned the same as the solid dot? They are in the same vertical situations, right? So what happened is the more I move, the more I move, then when x equal to that value, let's say x equal to 1, in this case, it's going to be undefined, so there is a hole. So if I move to 2, what will happen? Where does the hole locate at? 2, right? So you see this? So the idea is this function continuous. Would you want to ride a roller coaster on this function? Right? No, right? And that's after the test. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That's kind of dark. I know, right? So here, do you see this is 3? So if you kind of move this along a line, and there's only one value that equal to each other. See, this one is completely filled a hole. And which is pretty cool because a equal to 4, that's what you find on your algebraic solution. But graphic solution, that is going to be show up like this, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so this is how you solve algebraically, which is limits x approach to a of x squared minus a squared over x minus a. Then you're gonna get 0 over 0. But you also, hopefully that's equal to 8 because you want to make sure that's equal to the solid dot. Does that make sense? So then limits as x approach to a of x plus a and x minus a over x minus a is equal to 8. So this can cancel out, that become 1. So if you x approach a, that's going to be 2a equal to 8. A is equal to 4. And we just found out what a value is equal to, which is really nice that you can actually get this. So yeah, this is one of the questions that you have on yesterday's homework. I thought that one's kind of tricky, but it's actually pretty good. It's a really good question, like for you to really understand the definition of continuous. That hole, the solid dot has to fill in that hole, which is that's a third condition. Another question that I thought is going to be fairly easy tomorrow is you have to know this. Limit x approach to c of b is equal to what? Why is B?
How to memorize. I think has something to do with like same.
B is a constant, right? Is Y equal to B, right? Is a horizontal line at B. So it doesn't matter what C value I reach, that's still gonna be B. It doesn't matter what. It's a horizontal line. Now, on tomorrow's question, maybe something like this, and you have to figure out. This will be easiest question that you're gonna have. You're gonna have some trig limit. You're gonna have some radical. You're gonna have some definition continuous. You're gonna have analyzing the graph. I'll give you a graph. You're gonna figure out all kind of limits. You're gonna have all those situation. With that being said, yes.
Previous one. How did you go from that to 2a equals a?
Oh, good, because I plug in the x is equal to a. Here, this part, I approach a, so be a plus a equal to 8. 2a is equal to 8, a is equal to 4. Now, with that being said, most of you guys will struggle through pretty much every single test that you're gonna have on that one. But how do you improve? Like, how do you study better? I really think coming after school helps. I think Ava, as much as you don't want to come to after school, after school does help because you get to discuss instead of here at home crying by yourself. You crying together at here is much better than crying at home by yourself. I promise you, it's better for mental health here.
I don't know.
It was, I don't know.
And like I can go home and like I can just like sometimes I just need to stare at the problem for a second and then like it clicks for me.
Yeah, but with you, I know you stare at it and he's gonna start watching real, and then your screen time is past 4 hours, and then see, I don't even need to be there to tell what happened. Because I asked Mr. Kinch. Miss Kinch is like, yeah, she played with the phone a lot.
I played my phone, but I also did my work all the time, and my test scores improved too. So.
Okay. All right. So, but the thing is, come here to work through a lot of problem. A lot of you guys, if you work through, it will find out like talking to each other, it helps. Like, because when you're talking, you're learning how to communicate math. You're teaching somebody how to do it. That's actually very, very helpful. Once you learn something, teach the other person, hey, I know how to do this, let me teach you. And then let you go through it. So a lot of time you need to make sure you understand how to do that, how to communicate. And that's why after this test, everybody's gonna be in group. And those group is gonna have group leader is gonna help out each other. In this class, we're gonna have to find out a few group leaders here. I don't know if I have enough right here. I think I can spot 3 group leader. I need some other people to step up, which is, I think as of right now, like probably Amber's one of them. I think hopefully Austin can be one of them. He's won last year. Peter is definitely one of them. And I need a little bit more people to step up to be in charge. And right now it's still not clear. I won't be able to see more clear things in after this test. And yeah, so the things about it, you gotta be able to step up your game each time. So I want you to keep on improving. Don't worry about the score as much. Just worry about, are you going up or not? Are you improving to get better and better each time? Do you understand a little bit more stuff? Because if you gotta worry about what you don't know, there's a plenty things you to worry about. There's so many things that you have to worry about. I don't know this. I don't know this. But you only can fix one thing at a time. A lot of students trying to fix everything at once. That's not a remedy to solve the problem. A remedy to this problem is you knock out one stone at a time. Eventually, can move the mountain. And so that's why I believe like you just have to keep on moving forward. You're taking one step in front of another, and that's how you do it. If you're gonna sit there and cry, says how far you're gonna have to go, you'll never get there. Okay. So I'll let you have rest of period go through. The rest I post extra thing. Try to work through without looking at the solution. I know you're gonna look at a solution and you're gonna say, "Oh, I get it," but don't look at it. Just look at the answer. If you didn't get it, work through. And help ask other people to help you. Ask other people to do things for you. Okay.
Mr. Yang, how did you get 0/0?
I plug in
If
A.
you plug- you could do-
A minus A is 0. A squared minus A squared is 0.
Yeah, let's do like the stuff from the weekend. Because I feel like there's more
Oh, another thing I also got to mention is I mentioned before, don't share your test question to the 6th period. Trust me, it doesn't help them and also doesn't help you because if you share with them, they get better test score, you don't. So, I mean, it's not fair for them and not fair for you. So I don't really care. You do whatever you want. It's your life, but it's not helping them.